Hey guys, it's Zenith Darksky here with another video, and probably my final video on Back 4 Blood content for now until we get closer to launch. Just because the beta is officially over now that this video is going up and everything. And I just wanted to give you guys my general impressions of the Back 4 Blood beta, of Back 4 Blood in its current state. What do I think about it? What do I think? How do I think it compares to Left 4 Dead or other games of that in that category, that genre, whatever you want to say? So let's just get right into it. First of all, I want to say that a lot of my Back 4 Blood content, it puts it in a positive light and makes it seem like Back 4 Blood is this really good game. And for the most part, it is. I really do like Back 4 Blood, but I also want to tell everybody I am capable of having an objective thought, okay? Just because I really talk up the game and stuff like that and seem like I'm having a good time. By the way, if I seem like I'm having a good time, I probably am. Either way, I do want to say I do have some gripes about the game. Who wouldn't? It's a big game in beta, for sure. I just want to remind everyone, if you played the beta and you had some issues, whether it's just bugs or anything like that, if you have any kind of feedback, it's a beta, and they always have forums open and surveys and emails and stuff like that you can contact them and tell them these bugs and stuff. So, because I see a lot of people on Twitter being like, I'm not playing it because it plays like this. Like, you might be able to fix that if you tell them, hey, this is a problem for me, and other people chime in and say, oh yeah, I didn't like that either. Guess what? You might possibly get it fixed. You know, so be sure you do that, because a lot of people treat betas like it's just an early way to play the game, and it's not. And I think Call of Duty is to blame for that, because a lot of their advertisements tend to be for betas and stuff. Play the game a whole month early when the beta goes live on this day, and that's not what it's for. They're telling you to do that because they're testing servers and bugs and stuff like that. What a beta really is for the players to test it and say, hey, here's what I do and don't like about the game. Call of Duty is just so far up their own ass that they don't do it that way. I'm trying to say that even though I view the game in a positive light, that doesn't mean all my experiences with it were positive or great. I do want to say, for the beta content, the content that is in the beta, it was a little lacking. And I think part of it is, and someone hit on this on Reddit, there was a Reddit thread that actually said that while this game is fun, there's no gore and stuff like that. You know, it wasn't satisfying, and I'll agree with that. It's not satisfying to kill. It is satisfying to survive on the game. If you're on a hard difficulty, if you're on one of those difficulties and you survive a horde, you feel like you survived a horde, and it's good. That's great. It's fantastic. And as someone who uses melee weapons, there's a lot of feedback with the melee weapons. Like, it makes a loud pop noise and everything. Like, it's pretty refreshing to get a kill with a melee weapon. Having said that, if you're using guns and stuff, it just doesn't really feel great. There's something missing. It doesn't give you a whole lot of great feedback that, hey, you hit that person, they're dead, they're not a threat, besides the red hit marker, and that's great. But so that's an issue that I have for the game. Definitely, I want to see some heads pop. I want to see, like, if I have a machete and hit them in the arm, I want to see their arm fall off. And Left 4 Dead had a lot of these things that this game doesn't. And I'm not trying to be one of these guys that are out here just constantly comparing it to Left 4 Dead. I know that it's not Left 4 Dead 3. More of a spiritual successor, if anything. That's about the only game we have to compare it to, so I'm comparing it to that. Also, an issue for me is the supply line, the cost of things in the supply line. And some of these things might change before the game even comes out. I don't know. So take all this, you know, with a grain of salt. The supply lines felt like they didn't cost, they felt like they cost too much. A lot of the stuff, like the cards and stuff on supply lines. And maybe I could understand, okay, this card's 50 because it does a really good effect or something. But other than that, like banners and stuff like that, I don't think they should cost as much as they do. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes there's certain things, sprays and stuff, can be cheaper. It just feels like I'll go through a whole run on a hard difficulty of 2 of the campaigns, you know, because if you start one, you go to another after that. If I completed both campaigns, I might complete 1 supply line off of that. And that's 2 campaigns, you know? I should at least be able to finish 1 supply line per campaign. At least. I feel like, you know, it just feels genuinely rewarding that way. Having said that, also about the campaigns, one of my other issues with the campaigns were, if you start campaign 1, and then you go straight through to campaign 2. I don't like that it does that. I wish there was a way to click campaign 1, campaign 2, campaign 3, you know, and select several campaigns instead of going straight through. Now, I know that you could complete campaign 1 and quit right there and then come back once you're done setting stuff up. But sometimes I don't like that. I don't have OCD or anything, but I definitely, it just feels weird to do that. I don't want to leave. You know, especially if there's other people, randos or something, and they're not going to leave going into that extra campaign. You know, I feel like that's something that shouldn't happen. The way they could fix that is, like I said, have it where you can select what campaigns you want to play through, but also, just in case, after you beat this campaign, all your randos are going to leave after that campaign, basically throw you into matchmaking for second campaign, just like you would for first, and pick some people up that are queuing for the second campaign. You know, that seems like it was plausible. But I will say that I seemed to notice that it really had problems putting people in games that had already started. Not in the first 2 levels, but the further it went on, it seemed like it had a problem with putting people in your party after you had already been in the game a significant amount of time, especially in campaign 2. I never had anybody pop into my party one time from campaign 2 unless I invited them. Having said that, also the social stuff with friends and stuff needs a little work. And again, these are things that are feedback for the devs as well. These are just my things to say about it. Other than that, I really like the huge selection of guns in the game. I'm excited to see gun skins. I'm excited to see cosmetic skins. I'm excited to see the stuff that they put into the... I've already got an idea of where cosmetic skins are going to be customizable and gun skins are going to be customizable in Fort Hope. I'm thinking if they add their own area for that. I'm excited to see how much the game advances from here to October, and I hope that there's not too many bugs and stuff that gets the game delayed. Having said that, obviously we want the best content possible, the best game possible, and these are just my gripes for the game. I wish that if you found a card in the campaign, and I think, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in the alpha, the first alpha that they did, I'm pretty sure when you picked up a card out in the world, out in the campaign, you actually got the card. And I like that. And I could be wrong about that, but either way, I think that's the way they should do it. If I'm in the shit, in the middle of it, and I'm getting cards, that should add it to my collection. That way, when I see it on the supply line eventually, it's just blocked out because I already have it or something like that, you know? So I think that could be interesting. I think that'd be an interesting way to do that. Other than that, I don't think I really have any other gripes. That's genuinely my impressions from this beta. I really enjoyed it. I do think it's a fun game. I think it's great as a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, although there are some things lacking from it. Also, I wish they did add a PvP campaign mode like Left 4 Dead, where people could play as a special infected in your campaign if you asked for it, basically. But if they add another PvP mode, then they might get into splitting the audience too much, and they might not have enough players to fill everything, so I get it if they don't. Either way, that's just kind of my impressions. Tell me what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you have any more gripes or anything? If there's enough that I agree with, I might make a second video talking about, okay, yeah, these guys pointed these things out, and I also don't like that. Either way, tell me what you guys think down below. Do you agree with some of my impressions? What did you think of the beta? Did you have a good time? Did you have a bad time? Hit that like video to help support me and show this video to other people as well. And you can also show it to other people by sharing it. Also, be sure to hit that sub button because over 90% of you guys are not subbed. And it hurts my feelings. If you'd like to see more Back 4 Blood content and stuff like that, then be sure to hit the sub button. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.